Well, welcome everyone to our next show here on Roses TV, coming at you from the Run for Roses Classic here in Louisville, Kentucky, inside the Kentucky Exposition Center. Mike Corey, and now joined by Marco Johnson, Round Ball Skills Academy coach from Hawaii. How you doing, man? Great to see you.
It's awesome. I'm doing well. We're happy to be here.
Yeah, this is your first time here, you said, right?
Yeah, this is our first time here. I was looking for tournaments for our girls to get exposure and go to, and this is one that I found, and we love it.
So you found the biggest one in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, not too
awesome.
hard to find this one. Wow. How has it been for you guys and your team? I know it's always a lot of travel, but once you're here, you're playing hoop. How you guys doing?
We're doing okay. We're kind of jet lagged still.
Yeah.
The time difference is like a 6-hour difference, so our girls is, they're off a little bit, but we're doing well. All the girls are twice the size of our girls, but
right.
We're having an awesome time here.
How efficient has this thing run? You know, I mean, it's pretty good, right? I mean, you know where you're at. You got, the scores, the referees. I mean, it's a kind of they've done really nice here.
Yeah, they've done really nice from the parking onto the app that they have and everything. Right. So we know exactly where to be, what time. Haven't had any mix-ups so far.
Tell me a little bit about your team and your players, what you're all about, what you're trying to achieve, how long you've been coaching them.
Well, I've started this team in 2016.
Okay.
Most of them are juniors, but going into be juniors, but they're going to be playing in the senior division. So we're playing up a little bit. We have a couple of girls that are really good. I have Kalena Hulinajan. She's going to be a junior next year in Hawaii. We have Taylor Haynes. She's a little point guard, feisty point guard that I have. We have a couple bigs. Taya Blakeney, she got hurt her ankle the first game. Okay. So we're looking forward for her to get a full game in.
How many games have you played so far? How many more do you still have?
Well, we played 3 so far, and we have about 4 more to go.
That's great.
So we're very excited.
Got to keep everybody fresh, right? This is crazy.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So we brought about 8 or 9 girls, so we get running in them out just in case anything happens. So we're doing pretty well. Awesome.
It's great to have you guys here. I mean, we go all across the country, of course, but then there's teams from Canada, Germany, all over the world, really. Yeah. I mean, this is pretty impressive.
Wow, there's a team from Germany?
Yes.
Awesome. Yeah. So we thought we were the furthest team away, so.
Yeah, well, now, hey, I mean, you're far away. There's no doubt about it. I mean, that is tough, right? And we always talk about it every time games or teams involving, from Hawaii. I mean, the travel is just ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we'll be here every year from now on.
That's great.
It's a well-ran tournament, and I know some of the other Hawaii teams that want to come and get out here.
Awesome. Hey, great talking to you, and all the best to you and your team.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thanks so much. That's Marco Johnson, coach for Hawaii.
So my background is I have a doctorate in physical therapy and sports rehabilitation with a research emphasis on injury risk analysis as well as biomechanics of injury and injury prevention. What got me started and interested in that is obviously my background is in basketball. I played basketball as a collegiate athlete and ended up tearing my ACL. So through that rehab process and just trying to understand my injury and why it happened and how it happened, it really lit a passion in me for basketball athletes as well as preventing injuries. Yeah, so I started a company in 2011 right after I got out of graduate school. It's called Stability Enhancement Systems. It is a sports medicine consultation company. We partner nationwide with teams at the collegiate level, at the high school and AAU level, as well as the Olympic and professional levels. So basically we were working with teams around the nation to help reduce the risk for injury in their athletes at almost every level to this point. So that is the main focus of our company. We also see kids that have already been injured and are coming back from injury to try and prevent a secondary ACL injury when they return to their level of sport. So obviously ACL injury, especially in a basketball athlete, is a huge epidemic. Specifically in women, the injury rate for ACL is about 1 in 5 or 20%. So this is an epidemic that affects athletes across the board, and the high prevalence in women's basketball should really spark people's interest because it can totally change the trajectory of an athlete's career. So we're going to talk a little bit about why these injuries happen and what coaches and athletes can do to prevent them. Some very specific programming that we've created that has been unbelievably successful in the teams that we've implemented them in, how they can kind of incorporate that in their training to help try and reduce their risk for injury. We talk about the mechanics of it and then how basically to lower their risk at that point. Yeah, I think that, we have obviously a niche expertise, but the main thing that sets us apart is we really have a background and a passion for that type of athlete. We have a high investment level, so everything we do in our company is personalized to those athletes that we work with. We also understand the time demands and time constraints and the lifestyle of a high-level athlete or somebody who's really heavily involved in their sport. So we create programming that's tailored to that in mind. So almost everything we're doing is all the programming that we create, all of the evaluations that we do, we look through an injury risk lens, but from our background as a former athlete or a former basketball player. So we are doing presentations in room B101. It is in the south wing of the building, so you can definitely find us there. July 6th and 7th, we are doing presentations at 10 a.m., 2 p.m., and 5 p.m. And on July 8th, we have a presentation at 10 and at 12.
All right, we're now here with a special guest, Joe Ellis, the director and coach for the Wisconsin Lakers. Great to see you. Thank you very much.
Appreciate you having me.
Thanks for coming on. Now, the story for you here is that you were at the first ever Run for Roses, not here in Louisville. Where was it? How did it go? And can you believe what it's become?
Well, it was in Lexington, Kentucky, and no, I can't believe on how far it's come. You can't even compare that time frame to today. We went to a number of them, probably the first 4 or 5, and then made a decision to go to a different tournament. I spoke with Tucker Neal, had a great conversation with him, reminded me that we were one of the first ones, and come back that things have changed. And you hear that, but the way he articulated it is not even close to what it is. It's an amazing accomplishment what these gentlemen have done with this event. It's incredible.
Did you ask for priority parking? Okay, you got it. You know what I mean?
I did not ask, but you're correct. That would be nice.
Correct. Now you know for next year. What was it like for the first year though? Right, 27 teams, right?
It reminded you what today would be like a small local event versus what I would consider this to be a national media event, if you will. 78 basketball courts in the one venue is incredible in today's world. I would have to say it's the biggest one we've been to. We've been to Chicago where they got 60-some courts, but this is even bigger. I didn't expect it to be bigger.
No, biggest in the world, really. I mean, it's been amazing. What I think is great is how efficient this tournament runs.
Correct.
I don't see any scrambling around, people not knowing where they're going. I mean, the courts, the monitors, the scorekeepers, the referees, this is a well-oiled machine. It's impressive.
Correct, and I think one of the things, I agree with everything you just said, but I think one of the things that separates it also is the great scheduling job that they do, particularly when you bring multiple teams like we've done. They did a phenomenal job of scheduling, and that's very difficult when you're talking about the number of teams and the number of courts, and they just did a phenomenal job.
So give me your take on that. You're with the Wisconsin Lakers. What's your schedule like? When are you playing? Where are you at? How has it worked out so far here on day 3?
Well, I try as a coach of the team and also the director of the club to get to as many of the team's games as I can. And for me, they did a great job where I can see, I've seen every team that we have here play, obviously besides coaching my own team. And the scheduling, the gap in between and how they've put that together for a program with multiple teams is as good as I've seen.
Awesome. What are you looking for here as you continue on with the tournament? What are you telling your players? What's kind of the message? It's such an amazing atmosphere and venue like this where anything can happen, really.
Absolutely. Well, I think first of all, you got to commend the people that have done it, commend Tucker and his group to get the quality of competition here and obviously the amount of coaches. And it's an opportunity for every player, not just for the Wisconsin Lakers, but every club that's here, for every player to fulfill their dream, what they're working for. They've brought the coaches. Now it's up to the player, the club, and the coach to perform.
All right, sounds good. Well, you guys are one of the first here. Great to have you back, and really nice to talk to you, Joe. Thanks
Appreciate
so much.
it. Thanks very much for your time.
You got it. Joe Ellis from the Wisconsin Lakers here with us for the Run for Roses Classic. And boy, this has been outstanding. Look at what this has become, right? To the highlights, Kentucky Premier in the yellow and green, North Tartan in the navy and white. Both teams were hitting the outside shot early, 3-pointers going down for both sides. And then it was number 15 for North Tarleton, Lauren Jensen. She had a couple nice plays in a row here inside on the jumpers, but it was close. Number 23, Maddie Schur, hit a 3-pointer here for Kentucky Premier late in the game to cut it to 2. They fouled, and North Tarleton missed both free throws, so they had a chance at the end, but Kaya Wynn getting blocked twice inside, and it was over, and North Tarleton comes away with a 53-51 win. Now to the California Storm in the black and blue, and the All-Ohio team in the gray and red. And what a job this was by both squads in this matchup. It comes down to a 1-point ball game. Alexis Pettis, number 13, she's been on fire, hitting 3-pointer after 3-pointer in this game. But then the All-Ohio team comes back and starts to play solid defense. A steal in transition, defending the post well here. And then they also come from behind to get the ball stolen away, and a block inside. But it was Pettis that stepped up again. Now you've got the number 1 team in the country, FBC United Hunt Under Armour, taking on AR Mavericks Adidas Gauntlet. They're in black, number 1 team in gray and blue. And this is just a little bit unfair, to be honest with you, as they really have so many talented players. All aspects of the game clicking well for them. Knocking down a 3-ball, that's Tate Walters. Number 5 here, Raven Johnson. Strong move to the basket. Also a great dish after this play, finding her teammate Treasure Hunt in the fast break. Best name of the tournament there. Number 12 for the number 1 team in the country, FBC United. Hunt Under Armour winning big time, 74-25, the final on this one over the AR Mavericks Adidas Gauntlet. And then we go back to more action with the California Storm here. They're in black now. The Jersey Sparks are in gold. And again, highly competitive ball game. 3-pointer knocked down in the corner by New Jersey's Sanaya Caldwell. And then Alexis Whitfield, number 23 for the California Storm team. As again, they played really well in this ball game. Won by 21 points. The final score, able to get it done 57-36 over the New Jersey Sparks. We've had a lot of great action here today. Day 3 of 4 in the Run for Roses Classic, and a lot more to come on our final show tonight. Don't miss this. Young Buck is in the house as he's watching his stepdaughter Corey Allen play. We'll also talk about the number 2 ranked player in all of the land, Angel Reese. She's in action. We'll talk about her and more from the Run for Roses Classic here in Louisville, Kentucky. Stay tuned.